Hey guys, today I'm filming a first impression on the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I got this from the CCO for $26, which was about, I think, 30 or 40% off. This is usually an expensive foundation, usually in the $40 range. I've never tried a high-end foundation before, so I wanted to give this one a go. I've heard great things, and you guys know I love full coverage, so I'm really excited to try this out. My shade is Bone, which is the lightest shade with warm undertones, so I've got high hopes for this. So today I'm going to apply it with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, because that's what I've been using recently, and I know it'll give me the most full coverage. But I'm going to have 3 Get Ready With Me's this month, and I will be using different concealers, primers, and powders. So by the end of the month, I'll be able to tell you which combination works best for me with this foundation. Alright, so now let's just get into the demo of this foundation. I have already sprayed my brush with some Fix Plus just to help the foundation glide a little bit smoother. This foundation has no pump, which honestly does not bother me. So I'm just going to dot this onto my face. And this is the old formulation, which is why I got it at the CCO for a discounted price. I'm not sure what the difference is in the formulas. I'm sure you guys can find that out. And if you already know, please let me know, because I would like to know the difference. I don't know if it's like texture or what, but doesn't really matter to me. I was very excited to try this out, so I'm hoping that I love it as much as I'm thinking I will, because I've heard a lot of people really rave about this, which is why I really wanted to get it. And when I saw it for such a discounted price and they had my color, I just knew it was meant to be. I hope you guys can see okay. The sun just came up and I had to move around a little bit to try to find lighting that would be adequate. So hopefully this is showing up okay. I'm so sorry about my lighting. Working with natural lighting has been absolutely terrible since it's been winter time. I've still not figured out what time is right. So I'm going to blend this in. And I like full coverage foundation, but I do always apply concealer over blemishes and stuff, so I don't expect it to do all of that. But it's gliding on really well and it covered my redness really well. And I have a lot of redness on my cheeks. And I did not even apply that much foundation. You guys saw my dots are very thin dots. And it's just applying really well. I'm really impressed with this so far. Yay, good, because you know it is a high-end foundation, so I expect it to perform really well. Oh my gosh, it is just blending in so easily. That's so great. And you know, maybe it is, keep in mind, the method that I'm using might be making it more full coverage because I'm not blending it, you know, since I'm not using a sponge, it's not really shearing out the coverage or anything. So this would be the accurate coverage, I'd say. And I'd say this is pretty medium, but it can be buildable to full because I can still see a little bit of redness from blemishes, but the redness on my cheeks is pretty much gone. So this is what the foundation looks like. It's more true to color now. I'm sitting on my couch, but that is the coverage. I really think it's great. It covered up all of my redness. It makes me look really great. One of my biggest insecurities is my skin. I don't like to go anywhere without foundation because I have so much redness and acne and whatnot. And I am so impressed. So it is 10 o'clock right now. I'm going to be going in town and doing some errands, doing some shopping. So I will check back in a couple hours to let you know how this held up. Hey guys, so it is the next day. I wanted to demo this foundation with the Real Techniques complexion sponge. I bought this the day that I tried out the foundation. I should have waited and done them together, but I couldn't wait. I have already wet this and it doubled in size and it has become super, super soft and much softer than my Beauty Blender actually. And I do have the Beauty Blender. Something funky happened to it, so I wanted to get a new one, but I didn't want to pay $20. This cost $7 at Ulta, and I think it's gonna work just as well. I don't know if you guys can see, but it has a flattened side and a pointed side. But I think the flattened side will be really nice. But I'm gonna, like my Beauty Blender, I usually pounce the product on, and this might be a little different, but I wanna try it out and see whether I like the sponge or the brush better with this foundation. I think it might sheer out the coverage a little bit, but we will see, and I'll keep you guys updated on this product throughout the month, letting you know how I like it best. So I've already dotted the foundation on my face, as you can see. So I'm just gonna blend it in. And I'm doing what I did with my Beauty Blender. I'm still pouncing it, but I'm using the flat side. And I'll have to test this out with concealer and the pointed side under my eyes, but so far it's going really well. This feels so strange because it is so much softer than the Beauty Blender, in my opinion anyway. It feels so weird. Okay, this definitely did sheer off the coverage some, which I figured. I mean, that is pretty common when using, you know, a sponge instead of a brush. But I still really like it. I think it looks nice. And I really have recently just been using my brush for applying foundation and then using my Beauty Blender for concealer. But this is nice to get even around your nose and stuff, up under your eyes if you apply foundation under there. And that is one layer. It looks pretty good on camera, but in person I can definitely still see redness and freckles. So it did sheer out the coverage a little bit, but I still really like it. And that was my, you know, my first impression of this product. I just tried this as well. You guys saw, give you a little close-up of my skin. You can still see my blemishes and my redness right here. So I'm actually gonna do one more layer and try that out. I forgot to mention yesterday that this isn't a very thick foundation. It's actually, it's got like a good texture. It's not too runny, but it's not too thick. But I really like it. I imagine that this would be really thick, but I don't think it is anyway. And I don't expect this to cover everything. You know, I'm going to use concealer to cover my blemishes. But I try to use foundation to cover up my redness because I don't want to put concealer on my cheeks because I feel like it might cake up because I use a heavy concealer. So I try to, you know, I usually do that, a double layer of foundation on my cheeks because I have such, since I have so much redness. Alright, I like this sponge. It's still going to be different to get used to because, like I said, it's much softer than my Beauty Blender or my Soho beauty sponge. So now I will shoot over to my checkup from yesterday. Warning, the lighting is terrible because I did it at like 6 o'clock and it was already pitch black, so the lighting is like orange, but you know, I give you a final review of it. But yeah, so that is what the foundation looks like with a beauty sponge. I do still like it. I think I might prefer the brush, but I think I may prefer the brush because it gives it more full coverage, but I'll have to see how this is when I apply all my other products on top. But I think it works really well. And yeah, now on to the other footage. Hey guys, I'm so sorry that the lighting is so orange. It is now 6 o'clock. I've had this foundation on for 8 hours. You can definitely see that I'm shiny here and here, but usually by 3 hours I'm really shiny, and I didn't get shiny until around 6. Also, my foundation, which was the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation, has been breaking up around my nose near the end of the day. This has not. I'm oily, but my foundation has not broken up, and I'm not touched up at all. I forgot to tell you guys before that, I concealed under my eyes with the NYX HD concealer. I concealed blemishes with MAC Pro Longwear. I powdered my under eyes with a MAC Emphasize Shaping Powder, and I powdered my face with e.l.f. HD powder, which gave no color and no coverage, or matte. It didn't mattify either. It just set my makeup, because I always set my makeup. And before I set it, it was a little bit tacky. That's why I set it. But like I said, throughout this month, I will be trying this foundation with different powders, primers, and concealers to see what routine works best for me. And I'll let you know at the end of the month. But I'm going to check back at 10 o'clock, so it'll be a full 12 hours. But I love this. It has worked so well for me. It is definitely worth the price. The color match is absolutely perfect. I went out in the sun, looked in the mirror, and perfect match to my neck, which is very rare for me. That's very hard. In love. I love this foundation so much. And it actually is pretty full coverage as well. My makeup went really well over top of it. This is the most full coverage foundation I have, the best color match. I absolutely love it. My best foundation I've ever tried so far. So I will come back, show you how it looks at 10 o'clock.